Orlando?
Still, the Orlando that she wanted did not come.
Right.
Hi, I'm Niall. I'm a co-director.
I'm Livy, and I'm the other co-director.
So why did you decide to put on Orlando?
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so when we came together to want to make a piece of theatre together, we both, actually it's kind of grown. When we first came together, we decided that our interests both lay in gender and in kind of interrogating gender norms.
Literary adaptations
Yeah.
as well.
Oh
This
yeah,
was something
that was a
we started
dual
with.
thing. We were interested in kind of like looking at gender norms and seeing how they could be broken down and kind of seeing what ways they could be.
And I think what's so special about
complicated.
this text is just that it's by an author that means a lot to both of us.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it explores gender in a very modern way for the text, but also quite like binary way, which is something we discovered. So it's sort of like interesting to look at it from that aspect.
I'm Dominic Applewhite. I'm Orlando for half the night and Queen Elizabeth for the other half.
I'm Gráinne O'Mahony. I'm Orlando for half the night and Queen Elizabeth for half the night, and also Sexy Gypsy.
We've got Sexy Gypsy.
Sexy Gypsy.
People. I don't know. Always chattering, spiteful, always telling lies. And yet, love. What of it? Flies on the ceiling?
So why did you choose to get involved in this play?
I just loved the book and the movie as well, and I was really excited when I heard it was going on.
So obviously it's Wolf, and
Yeah.
a lot of people who don't know the play might think she can't be translated into theatre. So was that a challenge when you approached this play?
I think though the woman who adapted it, Sarah Reel, she did such a great job. I mean, she made it into a real chorus piece, which was really great for kind of getting the dense wolf descriptions onto the stage. I think she did a fantastic job of it.
Hi, I'm Femi Nylander and I'm playing the Archduke/Archduchess.
I'm Florence Brady and I'm playing Sasha and Chorus.
And chorus for me.
I like Wolf lots and lots, as many people do. I was really excited that it was being put on here by students. It's a really interesting story.
We explored physicality between different sexes, how to display various different kind of emotions, modes, even the difference between hot and cold with our bodies, and that's something which Flo's done a lot of before but I hadn't done a lot of. And that, I think, was one of the main things that we used to distinguish between character. The other thing, of course, is voice and accent.
Oh, confound it all, I've forgotten the bed sheets. No matter, I want more than anything to go home.
Without her bed sheets or her bath salts, she hopped into her motor car.
With the storytelling and narration as it stands, as the play text stands, it's about the words, it's about Wolf's language and trying to convey the sense that she gets across just by her word choice and syntax. So it's trying to create textures with the language.
Orlando!
For she had a great variety of cells to call upon. The boy who sat under the oak tree, the young man who fell in love with Sasha, the boy who handed the queen a bowl of rose water.
The poet.
It's meant to be one of the big unstageable novels. Having said it's so visual, but it's very, because it changes place and time and everything. So what was so great about this adaptation was that it embraced Woolf's prose whilst being a good play in its own right.
So yeah, it ended up working really well because then it makes it a really dynamic piece of theatre as well.
And then there are whole chunks of text from the book that are just lifted and translated onto the stage. So
it's about a boy growing into a girl over well, from her early teens to her 30s over the span of 300 years, and I think it just so perfectly captures that sort of the time we're living, like the time we have at university, to be honest, that time of like change and learning so much in such a short space of time about yourself, about the people, and it's as cliche as it sounds. I think it was just that was something that drew us in.
When people approach the play or the book, they think there are set themes. There are women, there's gender, feminism. Has that affected how you play Orlando, or is it more character-based?
I think for me, I really wanted to be character-based, but just physically being on stage, there are certain things where I'm like, gosh, okay, how do I stand like a young boy?
Yeah.
How odd. When I was a young man, I insisted that women be obedient, chaste and scented. Now I shall have to pay in my own person to those desires.
A lot of the kind of feminist themes are quite explicitly talked about in the dialogue. So I wouldn't say that they necessarily affected how I played the character, because a lot of it is through how they speak and what they talk about. But I guess it affects your I mean it is. I think the important thing is that it's a real person, and this is like that's why I love the book so much, is because it's just the kind of passions and life experiences that he and she talks about. It's just it's something that we all go through, especially at this stage of our lives.
Have you played a woman before? Have you played a man before? Was that really hard? Do you find yourself kind of sitting differently now or walking differently?
I never played a woman, a serious woman role. I think that's in quite a lot of theatre actually. There's a lot of there's a lack of men playing women like real women. It's usually like a kind of pantomime dame or I don't know, a comedy role. And actually, what's very important about this is that it's what if a man, especially a man with 17th, 18th century societal ideas, became a woman, and like how does that affect your prejudices and your outlook on life, and how you perceive the opposite sex.
It does kind of, when you're trying to convincingly play a little boy or a man and stuff, it definitely does make you aware of what are the different things that are kind of stereotyped for each gender. Even we were talking about when you sit on the tube, find generally guys kind of
like things
stretch out, and girls are quite
generally like men taking up more space.
So
as they can.
In everyday life, I think I in turn wanted to take up as much space as possible, kind of retribution.
Or draw my sword and run him through the body, or lead an army. All I can do is pour out tea and ask my lords how they like it.
I quite enjoyed the other day when we were practicing a monologue where Orlando decides, I don't care about wedding rings, I'm nature's bride. We got to go outside and just, like, Livy took us outside. We just got to scream in Exeter Gardens, I am nature's bride, which is really fantastic.
Yeah.
She writes about thinking, and she writes about
understanding. About living in the present.
Yeah, and I think so. What we want people to take from that is just that kind of idea of just taking a moment just to think. To be honest, to be yourself.
There's a lot of kind of juxtaposition between chaos of everyday life and the stillness of kind of introspection, like together with. Yeah. The world's constantly changing.
People should come and see Orlando because it's a really it's very true to the novel. The novel was really ahead of its time and is still really, really relevant today.
It is just a beautiful romp. It is. The language is just stunning. Everyone in it is so passionate about it, and also it's an awful lot of fun. And it's a great statement about people.
At last, I know Sasha as she really was.
Although Orlando herself was a woman, it was still a woman that she loved.
And now 1,000 mysteries became plain to her.
Her affection gained in beauty what it lost in falsity.
Sasha, on legs like beech trees, great clustered pearl hung. Which is the greater ecstasy? The man's or the woman's?